Good morning, everybody. My name is Alyssa Cooper, and once again, we are cooking in quarantine. So I got up this morning, like I said, and I roasted sweet potatoes and a couple of bulbs of fennel, and then pulled those out and started a little mirepoix. So about a cup of carrot, about a cup of celery, and a cup of onion. And then after I kind of got that started in oil, I added those cubes of sweet potatoes and the big slices of the fennel that I had already roasted. I added a bay leaf, a sprig of thyme here, and salt, pepper, and some chili flakes. Bay leaf, chili flakes, salt, pepper, and then I added a box of this. You've heard me talk so much about how this amazing hearty vegetable broth is so good. So I am looking here at a truly vegan soup. There's nothing in here that would make it not vegan. So, that's not really like me, right? So to my vegan friends, hooray for me. I'm trying to be better about things like this, to eat less meat and that kind of thing. Like, I think we talked before I went away about, if you haven't watched, hello Betsy, if you haven't watched David Attenborough's piece on his life, his career, and what we've done to the earth, the thing that really stands out to me is that when we talk about in nature, like in the African plain in the 50s when he first got started, that there were thousands of animals over thousands of acres. And he said, do you know why we don't see many large carnivores in the wild? And it's because it takes so much land and so many animals to feed a large carnivore. And so if we're going to save the world for the kids, then you gotta, I think, start doing that. That's going to be something I'm going to try to take responsibility for. It's hard for me because I am a person that I don't care anything about pasta. I love bread, but when I'm hungry, I'm never looking for carbohydrates. I'm always looking for protein. I would eat a lollipop of peanut butter before I'd eat a cracker. So that's a challenge for me, and we all are wired in certain ways. We all have our own cravings and such. I think I mentioned I was sent for a study recently about people who are regular blood donors, and evidently they tend to become anemic. And so the fella who said, you don't have to be fully anemic to be a part of this study. You just need to be the kind of person who could use a steak. And I said, we'll not be seeing each other, because if I need a steak, I eat a steak. So, and lo and behold, I, of course, was not chosen for the study because I'm not anemic in any way. And look, I got lucky, and in one little bit, I found my bay leaf, so that's out. And I'm going to puree this, but before I do it, I want to taste my broth to see if it's delicious or, well seasoned enough. So let's see. Oh, it's so sweet. Hence the sweet potato in it, huh? I'll probably need to put a whole lot more heat in it just to kind of counter the sweet. That's why I put the chili flakes in the first place. But I am one of those people who is very, very susceptible to making things too spicy. So, trying to be a better person. What are you going to do, right? So yeah, with this, I just took 2 bulbs of fennel and sliced them into thirds just to make them, even sized. And this is going to be a fennel-y batch of this. And then I just put the sweet potatoes in cubes, put them in the oven for 30 minutes. I tossed them in a little olive oil and oiled the pan. So, am I getting close to my fill line? No, I don't think so. I think I can still put another spoonful or 2 in here. And let them roast at 450 for 30 minutes. Took them out and then put the rest of the mirepoix in the pan. with a little olive oil. There we go. And I didn't use butter, so this really is vegan-y, isn't it? Let's see what happens here. Look how pretty. Nice. So steam out. Oh, that's spattering. Okay, that seems pretty good. Let's see what we've got here. Nice. It looks like baby food. Now, I should probably put this in a different pan, shouldn't I? Let's do that. Let's see if I can do this. This will be easier, I think, and that'll fit in the fridge easier, too, than the big flat-bottomed pan. So, let's see here. I guess I'm not particularly organized, and my brain is not fully functioning today. I took a spill last night and hurt myself. I have a giant bulge over here and a scab on my knee. So there's that. Thank goodness. I'd gotten all the way through my Pilates class this morning before I was like, why does my knee hurt? And then I was like, why does my hip hurt? I'm like, oh yeah, I fell down last night. Oops. This did not fully, let's put that back in there. And let's get some sweet potato going in here. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Right here in my own apartment, like literally walking across the floor, walking into the kitchen, I fell, face plant. And I'm not sure why. I don't think that there was anything in my way, so, who knows? All right, this has absorbed a lot of the liquid, it seems. Well, why are you giving me a hard time? There we go. That's a lot of stuff to char. This is going to need to be spooned. I'm going to stir this to get this. Now, I did this really super simply. I didn't peel my potatoes. I figure, you know, didn't they tell us when we were growing up that most of the vitamin is in the skin? So I let that be. This little piece of fennel does not want to be chumped up. Let's try it again. Dum dum. I'm so happy with my new Cuisinart. It makes me so happy. And it's funny, I haven't used the blades for chopping yet, so maybe I'll try to do that in the next couple of days to get something like that going. Let's see here. And then, oh, I swear, it still does it. Look at this. This is hilarious. There it is, still basically whole. Then I'm not going to force it if it doesn't want to. Maybe it's like the middle piece or something, and it just doesn't want to come off. Anyway, let's see. Take this. We'll add this in. Let's see. This is going to need. This is more like mashed sweet potato than sweet potato soup, but that's actually good. I like to make things a little too thick, and then if you put any in the freezer, then when you get ready to come back in and heat it back up, it's even more than you think it is, right? Excellent. That's looking good. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if this wants to chomp up. That might be burned too much. I might not want to put all of that in there. It's a burned piece of fennel. You know, sometimes the little ones get a little overcooked, but a little char never hurt anybody, right? Here we have, dum 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 dum. And that is just about it. So let me see about getting this all to the right side so that it's ready to pour the last of this in here. Here we go. Dum dum. Oh, and I almost forgot. I had a small head of garlic that I put in and I roasted also, and I squeezed it all out and put that in here also. So let me just see about this. I don't want to. Less clean up if you are tidy, I guess. Here we come. Perfect. And I'm going to give this a little, and while this is doing, I'm going to give this a good stir. And here we go. I might run this back through just to get it a little smoother, but that would be fun. Let's this off and see where we are. That's pretty smooth. Yeah, the first batch that was very fennel-y is not as smooth as these batches, later batches that are more sweet potato, which of course makes sense because fennel is really fibrous, right? Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna see first how it's tasting. Sweet potato. Let's give this a good, oh, the fennel is coming through. Very nice. Yum, yum. All right, let's get in here and get a nice spoonful of it. Yeah, it could be a little smoother. It can use a little salt. And it definitely can take some chili because, again, it's really sweet because sweet potato. And I guess it took a lot of, brought a lot of the sweetness out of everything by running it through, by roasting things, right? That brings out the sweetness and stuff. So yeah, this is a lot, so I'm not going to be shy about that. And let's give that another little stir. And then I'm going to run this back through just because I would like this to be smoother. And I think it'll be so nice. So I think it's worth it to do it. But I think I can do it faster the second time, right? Because we can fill it all the way to the fill line. So I'm going to call each one of these big ladles, I'm going to say that that's like a bowl full. So I've got a lot of soup here, right? That's 3 big, heavy, and here's a 4th big bowl, right? So let's give this another buzz through. Ta-dum, ta-dum, ta-dum. Whoops, not on correctly. There we go. Now, come on, baby. There we go. Now let's try this for another time around. I think it's worth it. I mean, it just takes an extra few seconds, but this is rattling, so there's some big things that were still in there that are happy to be smoothed out. Oh yeah, something's fighting back. I like it. Ooh, what's happening in here? Nice. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, that's such a better consistency. I like it a lot. So let's see if I can. All right, now I'm back to my dilemma. Come on, here we go. I think I can make this work. Well, no, I guess we have to do it this way. That's okay. It'll be fine. Excellent. Pardon my fingers. I'm not giving this away. Besides, the heat will kill any germs. And if you're like a reasonable person, you probably already washed your hands 700 times today, right? Let's get this last bit in here. That makes 6 bowls that I've counted so far, right? So I've got at least 7 bowls of soup here. And that's a lot of soup for one girl. I better invite somebody over for soup eating soon, huh? And, you know, a little socially distanced soup eating in my tiny apartment. I think we can do that. Or have somebody from my, what am I trying to say? My bubble, my COVID bubble, could come by. Here we go. So, one last big buzz around of this. It's good. It's fighting something in there. There's some things that are still getting broken up. How fun. I wonder what it is. It's probably another piece of fennel that I've lost track of. Wow. There's some stuff in there that's fighting back. All right, so I'm going to put this back into the red pot simply because, like I said, it's smaller and will fit better in the fridge. So there's this. And let's see if it's better like I wanted it to be with all the extra pepper flakes, chili flakes, and the salt. So let's try it out. Let us see. It's a much, much, much better texture, I would say. So I'm not going to be disgusting. Hello, Denise. I am going to rinse off the spoon before I put it back into the bowl. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's great. Exactly right. The salt and the chili pepper cut back on the sweetness of the sweet potato, and now the fennel comes forward. Yum. So there you go, guys. What a great thing this has turned out to be. And I literally I chopped it up, made it up. I didn't even go online and look for anything approximating a recipe. I just said, hey, we know how to make soup here at Cooking in Quarantine. So I did. So luckily, I have one of these here. So maybe I can, in a few hours when this is nice and cool, put some away for freezing. Or if you live in Chelsea, you could come and get this for yourself. So there we go, guys. That's all I know today. Remember what we have to do, guys. This is a long haul. It's going to be at least end of summer before we've all been inoculated and we can go back to life as normal. So if it's cold in Kentucky, don't have Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maybe if you have a covered lanai, do like we're doing here in New York, and everybody has covering, and then we've got then these wonderful propane heaters that are keeping us warm as we dine outside. So get your fire pit as close to the house as you safely can and dine outside. You guys, this is bad. We're bad like April bad again. So be smart. Be respectful. In no way is wearing a mask emasculating. That is not the case. Just all it shows, if you wear a mask, is that you care about your neighbor, you love your friends and family, and you want the economy back. We cannot have our economy back until we have the virus under control. Listen, I know that I'm not a doctor, but I could play one on TV, and my friends call me Dr. Cooper because I am a fantastic diagnostician. You can call me up and tell me what your symptoms are, and I can tell you what's probably wrong with you and what would help you to not feel bad anymore. I'm excellent at it. The reason I'm not a doctor is that I couldn't do my own wet work. So I'm just saying, be respectful. I promise you, I am not lying to you. This is the right thing to do. Be on the right side of history, and don't let your grandchildren, 20 years from now, read about the douchebags who made this go on for an extra year. All right? So be a decent person. And remember, when Jesus told you to love your neighbor, he did not allow for any exceptions. Your neighbor is every person on this earth. Love everybody and treat everybody like you love them. And if you can't, then stop and look in the mirror, because love starts here. And if you don't love yourself, it's not possible to love anybody else. So fix what's broken, because you know here on Cooking in Quarantine, taking care of your mind is taking care of your heart. Like I said yesterday, you can't be bitter and expect your life to be sweet. So fix what's broken. That's what you have to do today. Take out a piece of paper and pencil and write it down and fix what's broken here. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao. Thanks for being with me.